Hello everyone, my name is Adam Cleri. I am the Teen Librarian at the main public library in Bridgeport, Burroughs-Saden's downtown. But I'm not at Burroughs-Saden's right now. I was able to sneak out before anybody noticed I left so that I could attend the soft opening of the building that I'm standing outside of right now, the East Branch Library, which is going to be formally opening in about 2 weeks and a half. On February 1st, and trust me, I'll be there for that too. So we see through the window that we have a selection of new nonfiction, which I find quaint because this is a new library. So you know, let's head on inside and see what we have at our newest Bridgeport library. So you walk in, and yes, I am using my library voice now that I'm not contending with cars anymore. And you see that we have tax forms here because you know, the library serves many purposes, not just getting books and movies out to you, though that's important too. And those services will be running into them as we go around. Now here we are in the non-fiction section, books about facts. So here we have your foreign language. I personally find Italian to be molto bene. And over here we have your books about your dinosaurs, ever popular of course. And you'll notice this is very much the adult non-fiction, although there are a few books like this how to draw manga book over here that are obviously appropriate to teens as well. And this is a section that might interest me. I recently became a vegetarian about 2-3 months ago, so I might look to expand my diet by taking out one of those vegetarian books. Now as we walk the short distance across, we go into the fiction section, and somewhere in here, oh there it is, we have a substantial James Patterson collection. No library, at least a public library, is complete without it. We have W.E.B. Griffin, and we have somewhere here the Shades of Grey series, and of course we have other equally good books that are you know, perhaps not so popular, but unpopular does not always mean bad, and popular does not always mean good. So here we are at one of those other services I was talking about. We have a fax machine here, and yes, people do use fax machines still, and actually on a regular basis in the libraries. I've been in libraries long enough to know that. And we have your copier, and I believe this has scanning options. I'll have to check that out later on. So here are your movies. There's nothing in particular that sticks out to me. Oh, you know what? I've been meaning to see the new Great Gatsby. I thought the book was pretty decent. You know, not the best book I ever read, but nonetheless, I heard it was a pretty good movie. And so here we have the last of the adult DVDs, and this leads us to the very full and quite expansive, especially for a branch, the you know, the children's department. Lots and lots of books for children in a very small space. Yep, so these are computers, and I'll stress this now because I'm sure it'll be stressed every day here that these are for children's use. There are in fact computers for teens over in the teen area, which we'll go to next, and there are excuse me, computers for adults, of course. I will try taking a shot at that, but the glare's kind of bad, so if it does not come out, please forgive me. Now when we say children, we mean the full run. As you can see, these are more of the size of full-length novels, pretty much for your 4th grade. Oh, we got the Harry Potter series, awesome. Pretty much for your 4th grade through 6th grade crowd, and that's what makes up much, if not all, of these books down here. And also we have again non-fiction books, of course, separate from the fiction books. And here's a cart. There's another cart over there that we'll be passing that has again a selection of those full novels, such as you know, the great Roald Dahl, Charlie and the Chocolate Factory. Yes, if you're ever on Jeopardy, the title is Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, not Willy Wonka. And so great. These are the picture books here, and you know, the heart of any children's library, in my opinion. It's kind of tough to see what they are because the spines are small, so I'll just give a perusal of the ones that are put on display. Oh yes, of course, we have our soft puppet friends. No children's department complete without at least a few soft puppets for children to play with and love and sneeze on and all that good stuff. So anyways, here's some more of the picture books, and we're going to pass by even more picture books. But in addition to picture books, we have these on display. Again, books for the 4th to 6th grade crowd. Generally, of course, every child, every person reads on this individual level. That's not always the exact average of a group. Okay, oh good, I'm glad we finally made it to this point. So up here we have games, lots of games, including, if you can see it, the glare's kind of bad, but if you can see it, it's a very new Settlers of Catan, one of my all-time favorite games. I might have to sneak out of Burroughs-Saden's more often, so I can play a game with, play that game, because it's pretty awesome. If you've never played it, buy it and play it. It is, it will not disappoint. And under that are your romance novels, for those inclined. Here's the heart of operations right here, where the where staff is working, and while I'm just playing around with this camera here. And okay, great. Now here we are. If I zoom in a little bit, you'll see that we have YA on these spines. That means it's young adults, and as a teen librarian, this is where I am at home here in the branch, and most at home, I'd say. And so these are some fiction books here, and over here we have the non-fiction books. We have a lot of books that I've seen in Burroughs-Saden, but actually this is pretty darn close to the size of our collection, so that's awesome. You're not going to be shortchanged by any means going here, and in fact I am quite envious because we have these right here. I'm not sure if you could read the writing, but that is Archie and Friends. Yes, the Archie and comics of, you know, Jughead and Betty and Veronica and fame. In fact, I was perusing them, and there was at least one I read, and I hope to read more. So yeah, sneak out of work, read Archie comics, and play Settlers of Catan. It doesn't get any better than that. And over here are said teen computers, and again, these are exclusively for teens. You know, trying to create a teen-only type setting. Oh, there's your food-related appliances. And now we get to more specific sections. For example, here we have the Spanish paperback section, or at least a portion of it. And we have your Christian fiction. We have your urban Christian fiction. Not exactly sure what constitutes a book there. It would be very fun to find out. You have strictly urban fiction, and fantasy and sci-fi with the great classic Fahrenheit 451 on it. A very chilling book indeed. Oops, a very chilling book indeed. Great. And now we're passing by the most important rooms in the in any building, in my opinion, the restrooms. So they're right here. So where we are is, that's where I entered from a few minutes ago, and so this is where we are now, making my way back to the front of the library. And the last area of note, and yep, okay, so the there's not too bad. You can make out that there are in fact computers here, and these are the adult computers. So adults, don't worry, the children have their two computers, the teens have their computers, and so do you. All right, great. And on that point, I'm going to leave now, and I will be back to the branch library at the time of its opening, which is around 8 a.m. on February 1st. So you can come down here. We're on East Main Street to the official opening of the branch library, 8 a.m. February 1st. Thank you and have a nice day.